Good morning, students. This is day 3 of the chapter Anatomy of Flowering Plant, that is plant tissue. The topic of today is simple tissue, and the main objectives that we are going to cover today will be structure, function and location of the types of simple tissue. Now, take out your book and open page number 336. In previous videos, we learned that plant tissue is basically divided into two types, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue consists of actively dividing undifferentiated cells which when differentiated undergoing secondary or primary growth results in the formation of permanent tissue. Now, this permanent tissue is further of two types, simple tissue and complex tissue. In this video, we will be discussing about simple tissue. Now, what is simple tissue? Simple tissue is basically the tissue which is composed of only one type of cells. That is, these cells must be similar in structure and function. These are further of three types: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Now, first of all, we will discuss about parenchyma. Parenchyma cells are loosely packed cells. You can see here in this diagram, cells are loosely packed. They are having number of intercellular spaces in between the cells. Cell wall is thin and cell wall is usually made up of cellulose and hemicellulose. Actually, primary and secondary cell wall is present only. The cells are isodiametric. Isodiametric means they are equally expanded on all the sides. They may be oval, they may be round, they may be hexagonal, polygonal, whatever the condition is, all must be having these intercellular spaces. Now, these cells are having prominent nucleus with dense cytoplasm, and in the center you can see here this region is representing a large vacuole. The major function of this kind of cells are to store the food, and for the storage of food vacuoles are required. That is the reason here large vacuoles are present. Now, if we talk about the location of parenchyma tissue, parenchyma is the most common and least specialized tissue. It forms the fundamental or ground tissue that consists of pith, cortex, medullary rays of stems and roots and mesophyll of leaves. In 10th standard, we people have discussed the TS of leaf. In that, we people have discussed parenchyma cells, spongy parenchyma cells, that are the kind of this parenchyma cells only. Now, coming to the functions of parenchyma tissue, the basic function of parenchyma tissue, as I have already discussed, is to store the food. It is actually acting as a temporary storehouse of the food. Along with this, it also forms the packaging tissue between more specialized tissue. The main function of parenchyma is storage of food, and like in case of potatoes, amyloplasts are present, that is actually the parenchyma cells only. In leaves, spongy parenchyma is present, that are having number of intercellular spaces and that are basically meant for exchange of gases. Along with this, there are three specialized kinds of parenchyma. First one is chlorenchyma. This is the parenchyma in which chlorophyll is present. Due to the presence of chlorophyll, it can undergo the process of photosynthesis and results in the formation of food. Next one is aerenchyma. It sounds from air. Actually, this parenchyma is present in aquatic plants. In that cells, inside these cells, number of air cavities are present and that provide buoyancy to the aquatic plant. Next one is idioblasts. These idioblasts are basically meant for storage of waste products like tannin, resins, oils, etc. In the cortex of fruit, these cells, as they are loosely packed, they helps in easy transport of water and minerals. Along with this, they also stores the secondary metabolites like oils and resins. This was about parenchyma. Now we will discuss collenchyma. Collenchyma is the consisting of living cells which have deposition of cellulose or pectin or hemicellulose at the edges of cells. You can see in this diagram, at the edges or the corners of cells here, where intercellular spaces should be present. Instead of intercellular spaces, here deposition of pectin, cellulose or hemicellulose is present, due to which these cells are compactly packed. But as there are small regions where there is no deposition of pectin, due to which they can exchange material in between them. So that is the reason these cells are living cells. They do have distinct nucleus. They have dense cytoplasm with small vacuoles. Here, they mainly contain chloroplast and perform photosynthesis. So their basic function is to synthesize the food for plant. Now if we talk about the function, is to provide support, strength and flexibility to the plant. Along with this, it also helps in synthesis of photosynthesis, that is, it is undergoing photosynthesis. If we talk about location there usually occurs in regions of plant which are actively growing, and it is present below the epidermis of dicot stem and in petioles and midribs of dicot leaves. They are absent in dicot roots in monocot stems, roots and leaves. Means in monocots they are absent, they are present in dicots only. Now take out your book and open page number 336. Here you can see that parenchyma. We talk about structure. Parenchyma cells are isodiametric, that is they are expanded in all the direction equally. They could be oval, spherical, polygonal in shape. Sometimes they may be elongated also. They have thin cell wall. They may be closely packed or may have intercellular spaces in between. They are living cells and contains dense cytoplasm. The cell has distinct nucleus and a large central vacuole. Already we people have discussed why they have large central vacuole, because their basic function is to store the food, and if they are having large central vacuole only, then only they are going to store the food. Next is location. If we talk about location, it forms the ground tissue, that is pith, cortex, medullary rays of the stems, and it is basically covering the soft areas of the stems, roots, leaves, flowers and fruits. Now coming to the functions, it basically forms packaging tissue. The main function of parenchyma is storage of food material, like in case of potato tubers, amyloplasts are there. In leaves, spongy parenchyma have a number of intercellular spaces between them, and that helps in exchange of gases. This diagram I have already explained. Now you can see this is a single parenchyma cells. Here this is primary cell wall. Here in the center prominent nucleus is present. This is dense cytoplasm. In the center here a large vacuole is present. This is the structure of a parenchyma cells. This is the longitudinal section. All the cells are, you can see here, elongated one. Parenchyma cells of leaves contains chlorophyll and are called chlorenchyma. Their function is to undergo photosynthesis. In aquatic plants, they are modified to form erenchyma. They provide buoyancy. By maintaining the turgidity of cells, they give mechanical strength to the stem of the herbaceous plants. Actually, this parenchyma tissue provides 3S: support, strength and synthesis. Clear? 3 S's are support, strength and synthesis. Now next is, being thin wall, they allow transport of water and mineral salts in plants, as it is the cortex region of the root is made up of parenchyma cells. In certain plants, parenchyma cells stores waste product like tannins, essential oils, resins, gums and minerals, crystals, etc. Now chlorenchyma. Chlorenchyma consists of living cells which have deposition of cellulose at the edges of cells. Structure. Chlorenchyma consists of somewhat elongated cells which may be circular, oval, polygonal in a cross section. They have thin cell wall but are irregularly thickened at the corner. This is the special feature of this tissue. Now these corners are thickened due to the deposition of cellulose, hemicellulose and pectin. The deposition takes place after the formation of primary cell wall. Now next, they often contains chloroplast. That is the reason they undergo photosynthesis. There is no intercellular space. Small pits are present wherever there is thickening, due to which the plasmodesmata becomes thick, and that results in the formation of pits. What is this plasmodesmata? Plasmodesmatas are the cytoplasmic connections between two cells, through which cells exchange their material in between. Like parenchyma, they are also living cells and have distinct nucleus and dense cytoplasm. You can see the structure here. This I have explained on book. This is longitudinal section. You can see here thickenings are present wherever intercellular space should be present. All are having thickenings of pectin. Now, if you talk about location, they are generally distributed as homogeneous layers in the patches of in the peripheral portion of the stems and leaves. They are frequently occurring in the regions of plants which are growing rapidly and need to be strengthened. They are present below the epidermis in dicot stems and in petioles and midribs of dicot leaves. They are absent in dicot roots and in monocot stems, roots and leaves. Means they are totally absent in case of monocot plants. Now if we talk about functions, it is providing 2S, synthesis and support. The primary function is to provide mechanical support as they are thickened at the corners. They provide tensile strength and flexibility to the organs in which they occur. Since they contain chloroplast, they also manufacture sugar and starch and undergo the function of synthesis. Now we will discuss sclerenchyma, their structure, location and function. First of all, what is sclerenchyma? Sclerenchyma tissue is actually the tissue which consists of dead cells, or we can say this is the dead tissue lacking protoplast at maturity. Now what is this protoplast? It is the living matrix present inside the cell. Now if we talk about the structure, cells are dead and without any protoplasm. They are long, narrow cells with tapering ends. Cell wall is thick walled due to the deposition of waterproof material called as lignin. You can see here in this diagram. See, the walls are thick due to the deposition of lignin. As walls are thickened by the lignin, small pits are formed. These regions are actually representing plasmodesmata. Plasmodesmatas are the intercellular connections through which two cells exchange their material. Now as these cells are dead, so these are becoming pits. Pits means holes, as there is no deposition of lignin in this particular region. This deposition on the wall is so heavy that almost it fills entire space. So lumen, the empty space present here, is called lumen. This lumen is usually small in size. You can see here cells are tightly packed. They don't have any intercellular space. Here middle lamella is usually conspicuous. It is made up of calcium pactate. Now sclerenchyma is further of two types: fibers and sclerets. Fibers, they are fiber-like elongated cells with pointed and tapering ends. They are packed into bundles as strands or sheets. They can be spun like fibers. The length of the fiber may vary from 1 mm to 50 mm, and they are usually used for the manufacture of ropes and other products. Their basic function is to provide mechanical strength. But if we talk about sclerets, they are broad spherical cells and may be irregular in shape. They occur in loose groups, while fibers are always present in the form of bundles. Cannot be spun like fibers. They provide grittiness to the fruit. You might have seen gritty particles in the pulp of pear and guava. That gritty particles are actually sclerets only, which provides hardness to the pulp of the that fruit and also provide hardness to the seed coat. Now if we talk about the location, they are found in the stems, roots, veins of leaves, seeds and nuts. Fibers, they are present as a phloem fiber or xylem fiber. Sclerets, these are also called as stone cells as they are broad in shape, occur in hard seeds, nuts, stony fruits and are most common in the pith, phloem, fruit and seeds. Now if we talk about the functions of sclerenchyma, their main function is to give mechanical support to the plant. Second, because of the lignin, thin tissue has high tensile strength and is able to stretch without breaking. Hence, they give rigidity to the plant as well as enable it to withstand various strains, like when strong winds are coming and other forces are bending the plant. Plant do not get break. It is because of the presence of this tissue. It is providing rigidity and flexibility to the plant. Next is fibers. Fibers are used in manufacturing of ropes and textiles. Then sclerets. Scleret imparts toughness to the seed coat, shells and provide grittiness to the fruit pulp. Now at last, we will discuss the difference between parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. First difference will be on the basis of the structure. If we talk about parenchyma cells, these cells are living, having thin wall. Collenchyma, living cells, having thin wall. Sclerenchyma, dead cells with thick wall. In case of parenchyma cells, there is no thickening of cell wall. In case of collenchyma, thickening of cell wall is restricted to corners. Sclerenchyma, the whole wall is thickened due to the deposition of lignin. Now, if we talk about the nucleus and vacuole. In parenchyma, distinct nucleus with large vacuole is present, but in case of collenchyma, distinct nucleus with small vacuoles are present. In case of sclerenchyma, both nucleus as well as vacuoles are absent. In case of parenchyma, as it is a living cell, so lumen is absent. Collenchyma is also a living cell, so here also lumen is absent. But sclerenchyma is a dead cell, here lumen is present. Next is location. Now, parenchyma is located in all the soft parts of plant, that is stems, roots, leaves, flowers and fruits. Collenchyma is located just below the epidermis in the cortical region, in stems and leaves. If we talk about sclerenchyma, it is present in the xylem, phloem, shells of nuts, seed coat, pulp and some of these fruits, and basically it is present in the hard parts of the plant. Next is function. If we talk about parenchyma, their basic function is storage, synthesis and strength. That forms triple S. If we go towards collenchyma, they only perform synthesis and provides mechanical strength. And if we talk about sclerenchyma, the only function is to provide maximum tensile strength to the plant. Now come to the page number 338 of your book. Here, unlike parenchyma and collenchyma, sclerenchyma cells when mature are dead and are without any protoplasm. We people have already discussed that protoplasm is the living content of the cell. They are long, narrow, thick-walled cells with tapered ends. They have thick cell wall, that is due to the deposition of lignin. Due to the deposition of lignin only, the cell walls are so heavy that they almost covers full space and there is small lumen. Lumen is the cavity present in the center of cell. They have simple and oblique pits. These pits, these are because of plasmodesmata. Actually, here cellulose is present, so lignin deposit on the cellulose only. Here in plasmodesmata, no cellulose was there, or actually here these are actually the pipelines or cytoplasmic connections. So here nothing was present, so there is no deposition due to which pits are created here. Now, sclerenchyma cells are closely packed without intercellular spaces because the whole cell wall is thickened with lignin. Middle lamella is actually the wall which joins two cell walls of adjacent cells. Now, middle lamella is here in case of sclerenchyma. It is conspicuous, means quite prominent. It is made up of calcium pactate. It is acting as a cementing material which holds the two cells of sclerenchyma tissue. Now, sclerenchyma is further divided into two types, fibers and sclerates. Fibers are longer, elongated cells with tapering ends. They are packed into bundles and they can be spun into fibers. Sclerates, these are nearly as long as, broad and spherical or irregular in shape. They are highly thickened wall with narrow lumen. Long fibers are used for the manufacture of ropes and other products, while sclerates, they often constitutes gritty particles of ripened fruit and gives hardness to the seed coat. When we talk about location is present in abundance in stems, roots, veins of leaves, seeds and nuts. They are collectively present in the form of patches and are packed into bundles. Fibers are aggregated into strands, and sclerates or stone cells occurs in hard seeds, nuts and stony fruits. Now, they form solid layers of the shells of nuts and the hard seeds. If we talk about the function, their main function is to provide mechanical support to the plant. Because of the lignin, this tissue has high tensile strength and is able to stretch without breaking, and due to it provides flexibility to the plant. Fibers, being strong and flexible, are used in the manufacturing of ropes and textiles. Sclerates impart toughness to the seed coats and shells and provide grittiness to the fruit pulp. Now, permanent tissue will be discussed in the next lecture. Now come to the page number 381, short answers. You have to do question number 6, 7, 8 and 9 along with question number 4 of long answers on your copy. Along with this, write down the difference between parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma on your copies. For further clarity of the topic, you can see the following link. Thank you.